the first introduction to this campaign to all these new viewers the most accurate thing ever? Because if so, keep doing that.
You never see it coming.
This is off to a great start. By the way, we are live.
Yep, I figured we were. Hi, everybody.
I am honestly so glad.
I'm not sure how much of that you caught, but that's a pretty good, if you wanted to, like, bundle this group dynamic into, like, a neat little 30-second clip, that's pretty much it. On that note, welcome, everybody, to session 27 of the campaign known as Toby and Friends. My name is Kyle. I am the GM of this ragtag group of misfits.
I'm Bless Adfragui, your most excellent host.
Diamond.
Wombat, the resident spooptober. Just my Discord icon is visible on the stream, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, blah, I do not have the stream up because I probably should in this case. How many viewers we got right now?
Looks like 3 at the moment.
Breaking records.
I know, right?
I think it, like, during the early days, we peaked at, like, maybe 9.
Yeah. I mean, that was... Or wait. Of this campaign, you mean?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think it's just the stream in general has been kind of, less active.
That makes sense. That entirely makes sense. And honestly, I personally, I don't know about you, but I don't request you stream this necessarily for the viewers. I want video recordings of this.
It's the only reason my channel has any activities, because Kyle wants it all down for posterity.
Hey, I want to be able to look back in 5 years and go, right there, that's where that joke was born. We have it on tape, okay?
All right, I can't blame you for that one.
No, you really can't.
Hey, my soup.
But anyway, all right, people starting to roll in. Very nice. No, where is the ability? I want to pull up chat on the side.
By the way, are we healed since last session?
No.
No?
Mostly because we are picking up where last session left off.
Okay.
Yes. This is part of the reason, blah, that I was explaining to you before. Like, this is going to be the structure of this session is going to be interesting because technically we're starting off with the ending of the previous session that we didn't get to because of, stuff.
Right.
Because of raisins. I'm sorry. I'm in a special kind of mood today.
You mean more special than the normal special moods?
Quite possibly.
Ooh.
So, I know, we're in for a treat.
Quick thing on Tamagotchi Life since he brought it up. I was, in fact, thinking of rebooting it, actually. I found, like, a few older streams that I had uploaded and never published, and I'm going to work on publishing those. And watching it over has made me realize, you know what, I kind of miss this a little bit. So there's going to be a reboot at some point. It's not going to be quite the same. There's going to be like a mass purge, I can tell you that much. If you're an active viewer, your me is safe, don't worry. But, we got a lot of people who are just, they either never showed up again or not really doing much, so,
A fan has a question. Will this purge include or take into account all of the negative votes for certain characters?
Yes, I will definitely be looking at the negatives.
Damn it. What about the immunity? What about the immunity, Sadfigui? The people need to know.
Immunity's probably all expired by now, so...
Damn it!
I'll make a judgment call for myself.
Who is this friend you're asking for, Kyle?
No one in particular.
Okay. I was just wondering if I knew.
Damn it. What's the command? I don't remember. There's no way you disabled it. It must still be active. I just need to remember.
That depends on what command you're trying to enter.
All right. I'll cover that at a later time. Anyway, I think we've probably stalled for long enough. Probably be a good time to get going. Would you guys agree?
I would like that.
All right.
I think we should just stick around for the next 3 hours or so and get nothing done.
You know, that is tempting. And it would be closer to our usual 15 minutes of messing around prior to actually getting anything productive done. But seems like we have a bit more of an audience today than usual. So let's proceed with that. So
Foiled again.
brief overview. I'll make this quick. If you've heard me do recaps in the past, I'm making this quick. PTA is the system we're playing today. I believe it's PTA version 2, heavily modified to suit our needs. We as a group have been playing this system collectively for 5+ years, probably 6-7+ years at this point. So we kind of know what we like about the system and what we don't. It's free and available for everybody online. They just released the newest version. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. But anyway, this campaign is essentially following the story of Blah's character Mona, Wombat's character Toby, and Diamond's character Paprika going on their journey through the Kalos region. It all started back in session 1 when they received 3 very special starter Pokemon, which I should probably put up a map so they could show off.
I was just about to say,
Like load in my tokens.
you know how I am about interrupting people.
Very bad at it, even when it benefits everybody.
Yep.
And where is the person I just made? There you are. Cool.
So yeah, so essentially these are all custom. I guess you could call them fake mon, even though they're mostly, in this case, they're Sinnohan forms of various Pokemon. Each has their own backstory and lore, but we won't get into that quite now. I will ask all of our players to quickly introduce their starter Pokemon, as they are arguably the most important Pokemon you have. We'll start with Blah. Quickly go over what you got going.
All right. I've got Sniff. He is an ice type Probopass. Recently evolved, actually, as of last session. I am very proud of him. He is an absolute wall.
Yep, and I'm going to regret giving that to you forever and ever and ever. And besides being an ice type Probopass, there's 2 interesting abilities that it has. Do you want to go over those real fast?
Sure. So the superconductor ability allows him to, like, it just makes him immune to steel type moves. That's, but also, whenever he's on how would you describe,
it is a surface with sufficient metallic content.
Yes, I was gonna go for a fancier way of explaining it, but that works. Essentially, that allows him to move a little faster. It was originally meant to make up for Nosepass is really low overland, but Probopass is actually decent already at movement, so this makes him even better.
Yes, it's also because your entire character is based on a what's it called? Superconductor? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Is it?
Really, really cold magnets. I'm forgetting the term. I'm an engineer. I swear I knew this at one point, and yet right now it is not in my head. Anyway.
It is superconductor.
Pretty sure it is superconductor. Oh. Okay, cool. I just recycled the name. Yeah, if you've ever seen magnetic levitation, Probopass. Anyway, next on the list we have Paprika, who is played by Diamond, and I can't believe you still haven't named.
Right, so my starter is Chili. She's a Synovian Skitty. She is a shadow Pokemon and also lieutenant in the Resistance Army. Her
For-
ability is Fur Coat. As you can see, she's very soft and fluffy, and physical moves only do half damage to her.
And I have never regretted giving her that ability once, not one time.
Truthfully, Kyle probably regrets all of our starters.
Probably, at least to some
Pretty
extent.
much. Pretty much. Um, but yeah, definitely another. You'll notice that when Diamond is rolling for Chili, she never rolls like her average roll when rolling with Chili is like an 18. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, and yet it always works.
Please do not jinx me.
Diamond, I will try until it works. I am about 26 sessions into trying, and it hasn't worked yet. At this point, I'm just jinxing myself. Last but certainly not least, we have Toby with Bismuth.
Smith is a Sinnoan Badoo. Oh, no, not a Badoo anymore. Roselia. Which is a steel and grass type. And so she's like a bit rounder, a bit shinier, and made of metal, which is extremely cool. And she is my baby. She's very cool and awesome. And that's a really nice sprite. I wonder who made it. It's just so good. Like,
Yeah,
wow,
I
look at that
wonder who
edit.
the incredibly modest sprite artist who made all of the custom sprites for this campaign is.
And
I
don't forget
really,
talented.
oh, forgive me. Who could this person possibly be? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, I guess not. But we
No.
appreciate their benevolent anonymous contribution.
Exactly. Anyway, these are their starter Pokemon, and this group began traveling through the region. And as typically happens in a Pokemon campaign, they began to encounter some sort of shady dealings. Ran into a bunch of people messing with some sort of farm. That was their first encounter with them. They got stuck on a snowy mountain and ran into them there again. A bit weird. It came to a head in session 9 when this mysterious group just started riots in Lumio City. During the attempts to fight back the riots, they ended up running into someone who was a bit crazier than the rest of them. You'll meet him in a bit. Who ended up using a snag machine to snag Chili, turning her into a shadow Pokemon. Works a little bit differently than in the games if you've ever played the Coliseum series, but go into that more later. The group then continued to travel around the region until eventually they were put into a situation where a group by the name of Pokekalos Technologies, who had been using the chaos to subtly gain more influence, essentially found a way to selectively shut down people's Pokeballs. So the people on their side, all of the evil team members, have full access to their Pokemon, and very few other people do. Certain other people who maybe didn't have their Pokemon in their Pokeball at the time, or have a Pokeball that has a specific firmware update that they haven't quite figured out yet, like our starter Pokemon here, are currently safe and are able to be used freely. But this has essentially allowed them to take over the entire region and see very little resistance up to that point. In response to this, our group traveled through the wilderness in an attempt to get a bit stronger and, survive and stay under the radar. Eventually, they ended up running back into this evil team and a resistance group that had formed on the eastern side of Kalos. They met up with this resistance group, which it turns out was led by the professor who gave them their starter Pokemon in the first place. That will catch us up to last session. Last session, this group went to the top of the frozen mountain on Route 17, where you see them right now, because they were requested to by the resistance. They figured this was an advantageous position and would like this group to secure it. However, it was controlled by a bunch of Snover and Abomasnow, which the professor admitted to owning, so figured that the group probably had an inside track into gaining their support. When they got there, it turned out that the villainous team, and specifically the same guy with the snag machine back from all the way in session 9, was here again and was causing trouble. The group, with the help of the Snover, managed to fight them off and captured the guy with the snag machine. However,
Oh, yes.
not before Mona's Riolu, who goes by the name of Arthur, was snagged in a snag machine and turned into a shadow Pokemon. Very, very devastating blow, specifically to Mona, but to this group as large, having to fail to protect one of their own Pokemon. But to be honest, it was very difficult for them to have got out of that fight entirely unscathed. So these things happen. Anyway, we are starting session 27 off with where the other session ended. The last session. Combat went a little bit long, so we will be wrapping up the tail end of this session.
Okay.
Let me just make sure this is a little more accurate. There you go. All right. So, anything I left off, or are we ready to go?
You're ready.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. Hopefully that dragged on a little less than usual. I try. I like talking about my campaign, okay?
Fair.
You are well within your
campaign.
right.
It should be
Very
clear.
cool.
Our campaign. Anyway. So yeah, last time you guys caught the evil snag machine guy, Bryson Sinclair, with his snag machine. You have allowed your guide to kind of the resistance member who took you up the mountain has starting to recover.
There we go.
Yes. We run this campaign out of a custom program Blah wrote called DN2Gen, and let's just say there are some meme commands in this software. Exactly. Thank you.
Suddenly meme rush. Here we go.
Suddenly meme rush. Anyway.
Okay, I got that out of my system. I'm sorry.
Also,
So-
hey, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Glad to see you have fixed your name. And thank you for the follow, Partial Potato.
The Aboma Snow has essentially descended the little kind of like next stage of the mountain. This area you all are on is rather flat for the most part, and then you can see where the snow color kind of changes. That indicates a change of elevation. So he steps down from that maybe like 5 or 10 foot elevated area, 10 closer to the back, and kind of gets down on eye level with you. This Snover already or Obama Snow already perceives that you're not hostile, given the fact that you assisted in fighting off the other trainers that were coming after him. So he's not hostile to you, but he doesn't exactly know what to think yet. That's at least the perception you get.
Is understandable.
Yeah. With that being said, it's kind of just looking at you all.
Huh.
I imagine Mona's probably still very much distracted with Arthur's Pokeball.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Just trying to process it in her head what just happened and how and what she's gonna do about it.
Yeah.
I imagine that the awkward silence extends along for a little bit, and after maybe a couple moments, the Aboma Snow begins to walk around the top, and there's like one Snover half buried in the snow, picks him up. Like there are a bunch of Snover that I'm not showing here. Like kind of scuttling all over the map, trying to, get their fallen comrades back into the cave that for some reason this map doesn't have. Let me see if I can alleviate that issue real fast. There we go. Getting all of their companions back into the cave. And Paprika, you're standing closest to the cave. You don't know how this is possible, but the cave is colder than it is outside. You just feel this cold breeze emanating from this cave that is even more chilling than the one you're in right now. So any ideas of taking shelter in that cave are probably not happening. But the Snover seem to enjoy it, and they are shuffling in and out of there to help their comrades.
I think Toby's just kind of sitting near Mona, not like next to or anything, but just like close enough to be like, I'm here. Not saying anything. She's just offering quiet support because this is messed up.
Might not look like it, but Mona definitely appreciates it.
Aww.
Yeah. So Mona is obviously really torn up about how this all went. Mona and Toby, you were both so close to intercepting the Pokeball before it hit Arthur, but despite having to roll at triple disadvantage, the capture roll still succeeded, which, side note to people who've never played this, that should never happen. If you're rolling a capture check at triple disadvantage, you should fail. That's just how that should work. But welcome to Blah's luck. He is not called Max Luck Blah for no reason. But
Not
yeah,
necessarily Max Good Luck.
Exactly. I say this every time. So yeah, I am curious though about what Sniff's thinking about, because Sniff, upon realizing what was going on and how terrible you felt about what had happened, essentially instantly evolved in order to better take on the threat. And after that point, the battle was over the moment Sniff evolved. There was nothing getting through his defenses. So I'm curious as to what's going through Sniff's head as he observes what Mona's going through right now.
So, I imagine Sniff isn't, super, knowledgeable about exactly what, this all entails, because, Mona has probably kept him away from Shadow Pokemon in general. Contact with Chili has been minimal, been kind of leaving him out of the loop. In other words, as a matter of safety. So he doesn't fully understand what's happening, but he's of course he recognizes his, longtime companion's melancholy. So he's doing his best to try to cheer her up, in his usual lighthearted, pranky way. But it isn't really doing much for Mona. He's just kind of dancing around her, occasionally lifting up her hat or sticking a magnet in her shirt.
Oh my god.
That makes no sense if you haven't been here before. Why exactly is Sniff doing that? You want to provide a little context?
I mean, his body is very cold, and All right, I realize how bad that sounds.
It's a bit of a prankster.
Yeah.
Is what's going on, and cold ice plus bare skin equals yelp in surprise. Maybe provide that context before just making the statement. Just providing some assistance.
Feel any better? I didn't interpret it any way other than intended because I'm an innocent being.
Oh,
Good.
no, I didn't even necessarily interpret it that way. I was just like, that's a way to word. I know exactly what you're saying, and that's not what it sounds like.
Didn't even occur to me that it could be taken another way.
Yeah, let's just let's just shove that under the rug and continue on.
Now let's continue drawing attention to it.
So does so the Snover, you know, some of them have had to travel away to get companions that were further down the mountain. You definitely see a couple of them coming down from the path that you traveled up. You guys remember last session you encountered an unconscious Snover, or a Meowth and a Snover. They go back and get a couple of their companions over there. Most of them do head to the west, and you get the feeling that that was the primary direction that they came from. But the awkward silence kind of continues on for a while. Eventually, most of the Snover are kind of back and situated. Rosalind has realized you guys are taking your time and has kind of set up not necessarily a campfire, but like a small area to kind of just try and stay a bit warm. But yeah, after a while, pretty much the Aboma Snow is the only one not in the cave.
Okay. I guess Paprika will try to address the bomb of snow. Um,
So as you kind of reposition yourself in front of it, it definitely looks down at you. And this Aboma Snow, as we've covered in the past, is larger than most of Aboma Snow. The professor, being the owner of all of the Mystic Six, which are a group of exceptionally powerful, larger than usual Pokemon that are scattered throughout the Kalos region. This is definitely one of them, and it towers over you. It's easily over 10 feet tall, probably somewhere in the 15-foot range, you'd imagine. And it is imposing as it looks down at you.
Hi, Professor Sassafras sent us.
And you see clear recognition in his eyes upon you saying Sassafras. And he just looks down at you and says, Snow.
Oh, good.
All right, we need Mona to translate.
Now it's not a good time, huh?
That'd be too easy, though.
Mm-hmm. Does Toby get any vibes off of it?
Sure. Let's roll a charisma check. Specifically because your powers are sourced from your charisma, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's roll a charisma check. Yeah, for sure. The number one emotion that you kind of latch onto is just an overwhelming sense of exhaustion. This Aboma Snow is very tired. But it's definitely like staying alert, given that it is the leader and that is its job.
Oh.
There is definitely a hint of fondness upon having Professor Sassafras's name mentioned, but again, the overwhelming emotion here is tired and essentially straight to business if anything needs to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
We should mention that Toby is an empath who can essentially sense the emotional state of Pokemon,
Oh,
which is
yes,
very
that's an important detail.
which is very useful when combined with Mona's ability to speak with Pokemon that she is channeling. She being a mystic, she has the ability to kind of intermingle her aura with other Pokemon, or with Pokemon, in order to facilitate stronger move combinations and communication, mostly communication, honestly, and memes. There's also memes. Which transitions perfectly into Paprika, who's a chef, obviously. I mean, empath, mystic, chef was the obvious completion of the trio. I'm not sure why I'm even mentioning it. But, yeah. So they're currently having the chef lead the discussions, which, let's see.
Paprika doesn't even have a very good track record of making friends with Pokemon, but now is just not a good time for Mona, and Toby is an empath. She probably feels twice as bad.
Yeah. Hmm. Um, I think Toby's gonna say like, God, I don't even know what Toby's gonna say. Never mind. Eh.
Uh,
Poor thing.
okay. Well, I guess Paprika knows nothing then. So, she'll be like, "Are you okay? Would you like some food? I'm probably gonna have to feed everyone just so we can get back down the mountain."
The Abomasnow kind of just stares you down again, and then after a long pause, no.
I think Toby is gonna like turn around just a little bit and say, I think he's mostly very tired.
Well, and Paprika dropped her voice to a whisper, like, "Yeah, well, we all are, but we can't just leave, right?"
More awkward silence.
Yeah, after a couple of moments, the Abomasnow kind of just plops down and leans against the cave, and as he plops down, there's definitely this shudder that like emanates across the ground. It shakes a bit, and you almost have to like reassess your balance for a moment there. But it's essentially now just sitting against the edge of the cave, looking out over the area.
All right, I'm just gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna make some food.
All right.
All right then. You do notice that Rosalind, your guide, has started to kind of set up an area. There's no like real, you know, setup started, but there's kind of a designated area for sitting down.
Okay, that is as good a place as any. Let's see if we can cheer up slash energize some people with chili.
You're going to be making your famous Rapidash chili.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I guess at this point, we're gonna roll a cooking check. I guess. What have I told you in the past you could use for that?
Um, I know I have a +6 modifier to make food good.
Ah, that was it. Yes, use your +6 modifier to make food good. To roll a make good food check.
Yes.
That's some damn good food.
Okay, so Paprika, I imagine that the when you heard that you were going on a mission back into the snow, you just were like, I am not having what happened last time happen again. There is going to be good food, and it is going to happen. It will not be spilled all over the floor like last time. So you got the best ingredients, the like freshly ground spices, everything super fresh, which of course was kept perfectly refrigerated in your backpack on the trek up the mountain. So everything is done flawlessly. The wind dies down enough that the flame is consistent, and you whip up possibly your best batch of Rapidash chili ever.
Hey. All right, everyone. Dinner time.
So, God, Rosalind has been sitting next to you this entire time, and has like when you started cooking, she's just kind of like writing something down in like a logbook, kind of tracking what happened, recovering, and about like 5 minutes into your cooking, she just sniffs the air and looks over and she doesn't take her eyes off of what you're doing for the entire remainder of the cooking process. And she is waiting there, essentially bowl in hand, to get served first.
Ah,
That's fair. So, yeah, of course, Paprika would serve everyone except for Bryson.
What?
Of course. Rosalind gets this, and basically without even waiting, like goes to put it in her mouth, like, "Whew, hot, hot, hot," and takes a bite. It's like, oh my god, and just begins to shovel it into her mouth. Like, it's gonna be gone in about 30 seconds.
wonderful.
Oh, okay. Don't forget to chew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, Paprika would just go ahead and bring Toby and Mona their bowls.
Aw.
And Snover too.
Aw. Thank you, Paprika.
Yeah.
Mona just absently takes her bowl and kind of looking down in it, and then she catches a whiff of it. And her face kind of changes. Like, wait a minute. This is better than usual.
Oh.
Is that even possible?
And Sniff plops himself down and watches eagerly as Mona takes a bite. And her spirits just instantly lift.
Comfort food.
Yay.
Is food.
The Aboma Snow, you go to, like, how exactly do you give the Aboma Snow the chili?
Carefully? Because he probably had to have a slightly bigger bowl too, so she's gonna try and make sure it doesn't spill.
Did you have, like, what, like a spare salad bowl on hand somewhere in the
Probably
back?
another pot, honestly.
Another pot. Fair
oh my
enough.
god.
Do you like rest it in the snow before him? Wait for him to, like, take it from your hand? Like, how exactly does that work?
She would hand it up to him.
So you are, like, holding this pot essentially above your head, but it's essentially blocking your vision
Yeah.
of the rest of the Aboma Snow for what, again, feels like a long time to be holding, like, something like that above your head. Eventually, though, a shadow begins to overtake you, and one of its massive hands comes over and, like, tries to grab it, but it's too small.
Oh no.
So it gets the other hand and picks it up, like, between both of its palms, essentially, and looks down at it and gives it a sniff. And then you see a twinkle in its eye, which is more emotion than it has shown this entire time. And it essentially puts it down like it's taking a shot.
Oh geez.
And just this long and low, satisfied no, as it, like, leans back and closes its eyes for a moment to appreciate what it has just consumed.
I've never in my life seen anyone take a shot of chili. I'll take it.
It's awesome.
The pot of chili ends up placed in the snow next to it, which melts slightly, having to cool down what was probably a rather hot pot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, that's my job done.
Paprika is the mom of the group, after all.
Toby, like, started shoveling it into her mouth, but now she's just kind of like, she's calmed down a little bit. Yeah. She's just kind of, like, savoring the chili now.
So, Paprika, you walk back over, and you catch Rosalind, like, hand in the cookie jar, scooping herself another bowl, and she kind of just looks up at you like, oh no.
I mean, if anything, Paprika's going to be flattered. And also, I think there should be enough for like 3 additional servings anyway.
Aw.
Given that you don't immediately scold her, she makes herself an extra heaping bowl and begins to greedily chow down into that as well.
That's funny.
Okay, 1 additional serving, but whatever.
Pretty much. So I imagine everybody takes a couple minutes to kind of eat everything. Bryson's being unusually quiet. You know that he is always up for taunting and teasing you guys, but hasn't really said much of a word this entire time. It's kind of
I'm
just...
thinking Bismuth has been keeping an eye on him.
I'd imagine so.
This is probably the best way to taunt and tease him back, so Paprika's
Yeah.
not gonna mind. She's just gonna leave him to it.
Eventually, the Abomasnow gets up and walks right up to you two. And again, from like way too high up, is staring down at both of you.
I imagine Mona probably sees the shadow loom over her, and she
Oh,
just
for sure.
slowly turns around and
Toby
kind of
like looks up like, ah.
just like jumps back slightly. Whoa. Hi there.
No.
No.
So, small problem. The zoopathy feat costs 10 HP, and Mona has 10 HP.
Well, you did just consume some rabbit-ass chili, did you not?
Yes. How much does that give me?
It's 2d8 plus 8.
There you go.
Oh. That's a number.
It is, in fact, a number.
Well, it gives you more than 10.
Sure do. If I think I used up all of my my healing vibe today. Else I'd offer help.
One,
Oh,
two,
yeah.
8. The chili does get 2d8, by the way.
I imagine that, Mona, you've been resting for about an hour. You could probably gain back another 10 HP on top of that.
Oh, okay. Which I will immediately use to use that feat.
Exactly. Which
Good.
is why you added it, so you could subtract it.
Exactly.
All right, and remind, for everybody's benefit, what does zoopathy do?
It basically just lets me talk to the Pokemon in its language for 4 hours.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah, so, okay. So she's, once she gets over the sudden appearance of the Abomasnow, and, she's calmed down a bit. She's got the warmth of the chili. The, exceptionally good chili. And, she takes a moment to, like, regather herself, sets the bowl down, probably on top of Sniff's head, and, turns to address the Abomasnow.
Down on Sniff's head. It's great. He's like a mobile. He's just a waitress. He just shuttles all.
Yeah, Sniff without question goes to deliver the bowl back to Paprika, balancing it perfectly on his head.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Adorable.
That's,
Alright.
that's the best. And you know what? It's got magnetic locking in, so the thing will never tip off. It's just there you go.
Perfect.
Extremely.
But yes, What should I say? This is not in character. Just
By the way, real quick, before you get too far into that, and before I forget, Diamond, please add this text to the Rapidash Chili. If you roll a nat 20 from now on, it heals max HP. Like, what's 2d8 plus 8 would be 24.
Okay.
oh.
So you guys can backwards calculate that if you want, but, go for it. Anyway,
Cool.
so what do you guys want to tell this Abomas now?
So that's another 10.
Math with Sadfigui.
Yeah, I imagine Mona probably, indicates to the others that she's ready to talk.
Okay.
So I think I think they've told you who sent us, or at least who we're working for, rather.
Yes. Yes, she did.
Good.
And after a brief pause, the Aboma Snow all of a sudden kind of like looks around, almost if slightly startled or panicked. And you can't exactly figure out why.
Everything all right?
You say that again, and its panicked glance goes to you. Then it squints and like bends down to be like right in line with you. Did you just speak to me?
Yes. I'm a mystic. I can do that.
Huh.
I can do that.
So it appears you can.
Yep. That's why they keep me around.
So you are here because my master has sent you.
Yes.
Why has he sent you?
Well, we are. How much do you know?
That was OOC. To clarify. Shit's fucked, yeah.
What?
I have no idea.
Wait, did you not catch what I said?
Nope.
No.
I said, shit's fucked, yo.
No.
Please, you have to pick the key moments where Toby curses. That means that it's actually serious. It's a plot. It's a plot device.
I did specify that was OOC,
Of course.
which stands for oh, of course, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Never floats your goat. Anyway.
Excuse you, my goat is entirely unbuoyant. How dare you?
Well, give it some floaties then. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway.
What is happening to me today?
This Aboma Snow has just asked you why its master sent you here. And you did you follow up with how much do you know?
Yeah.
About what?
Okay, so basically, everything is kind of in the gutter right now. We've got this evil organization that's shut down like almost all the Pokeballs in the region and have taken it over.
Is this another classic you explain the plot of the campaign up to this point?
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. We're gonna call that a free action known as brevity.
Yeah.
So yeah, you explained this Obama Snow. Again, Pokeballs are no, or most Pokeballs are no longer working. There are some exceptions. Um, this organization has essentially weaponized that and took over the region. You believe that those individuals are linked to the individuals that just attacked you and your tribe, essentially. That about cover it?
Just about, yeah.
Hmm. And
Sorry for noise. I just finished eating.
what else? That couldn't have been everything, right?
What?
We need passage through the mountain.
Oh,
Yes, yep. Basically,
I
we're
feel like
trying to, you know, trying to take back as much of the region as we can. This seemed like a good point to, a good vantage point. We just need to make sure,
a foothold to fight back against these guys.
Uh, the Aboma Snow, upon what Mona was saying, seemed to get a bit agitated, but then paused when Toby spoke. And kind of is like, what exactly are you asking for? You're making it sound like you want to take over my mountain.
Oh no, not like that. We just we just need
We
to
just
occupy it,
we
essentially.
just want to be able to like be here without being killed by a blizzard.
After a brief pause, the Aboma Snow looks at you and is like, what is she saying? And gestures this giant hand towards Toby that Toby stops about an inch in front of your nose. And you get the impression that the Abomasnow maybe didn't realize miscalculated the distance.
She like leans back a little like
Yeah, you almost got punched in the face.
Jeez. Of course.
Mona repeats what Toby said.
You're not exactly an experienced diplomat, are you?
Me, no.
I can tell. You need to choose your words more carefully.
All right. Eh,
What you're requesting is far different than what your intended goal was.
Look, I'm just getting over a thing, okay?
Right. So you seek free passage through my domain and the ability to set up some sort of fortifications and some sort of capacity that about sum it up.
Just about, yeah.
That sounds like a surefire way to get me and my tribe involved in this more than we already are.
Well, I'll be honest, we could really use the help.
Poor Paprika. She doesn't know
Uh,
jack about what's going on.
Roll a charisma check.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm good at that.
Yeah, but Toby's not speaking.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, that's a 13.
That's understandable. I'm sure, as you've explained it, our numbers would be greatly beneficial to you, but I assume that what you're offering in exchange is essentially mutual protection.
Yes, we can totally provide that.
I somewhat doubt that. But anyway, this is the second time this group has attacked us. I highly doubt that that'll be the last we hear of them. It sounds like I have no choice. Fine. You may be granted passage upon my territory, but under my conditions. If they do anything that I deem improper, there will be consequences.
What exactly do you consider improper?
If they attempt to unwillingly capture any of my tribe, take over space that we need for our activities, I am more so granting them freedom of movement than I am the ability to set up a fort on my front yard.
Right.
Understand that.
Okay. Yes, I think that should be fine.
Anything else? I'm awfully tired.
Anything else, guys?
I think so.
Paprika shrugs. What do you mean, anything else?
I don't know. It's a long trip up this mountain. Gotta make sure we get all our bases covered while we're here.
Yeah. It sounds like you probably covered everything.
Okay. And she turns back to the Aboma Snow. Yes, that will be all.
Name. What's his name? I don't think we ever got his
Oh.
name.
Yeah, what should we call you?
Kyle?
Kyle?
Hello?
Did you
Hello.
hear that question?
No. What happened? I'm sorry?
Mona asked, what should we call you?
Ah, my name. I don't see how that will benefit us, unless you plan on staying here for a while. But I guess there's no harm in it. My name is Oolong.
Beautiful.
That makes me happy.
And Mona kind of bows at that. Oolong, yes, we'll remember that. You are you are free to rest. We will get out of your hair now. Or your fur, grass, whatever you have.
He kind of face palms at that.
We were doing so well.
Yeah, Oolong kind of looks down at you like, and shakes his head. Definitely not a diplomat. And instead of walking back towards the cave, actually walks in this direction, and is kind of just going to keep walking through you, unless you dodge out of the way.
Only dodging.
And essentially, a shadow overtakes Rosalind, who is just sitting there content and eyeing up the last remaining chili in the pot, before all of a sudden she pales and looks like straight up, and Abomasnow again, or Oolong, is staring straight down at her, and she's like, ah, and it reaches towards her, and she is lets out a scream and falls backwards. And he reaches for the pot, and takes what's left and kind of takes another shot of chili and puts the pot down, now thoroughly empty, and walks back into the cave
Standing.
and disappears.
I am so happy.
Rosalind is essentially turtled on the ground, with eyes closed, just like, oh god.
Rosalind, it's okay. He just wanted the chili.
Son of a... Starts to roll up her sleeves and walk towards the cave.
No. Hold on.
Wait, what are you doing?
Her vanilla gets in the way, and vanilla, I have to do it. He took what's rightfully mine.
Ow.
No,
Paprika,
I can take him. Let me at him.
He'll
Paprika, I think you outdid
on chili.
I think you outdid yourself on this one.
Thanks. It's gonna be hard to live up to. But there is no better compliment a chef could have besides this, nevertheless. As she starts to drag Rosalind back.
And this is the classic cartoon moment where the character is being dragged by essentially the back of her backpack, like just kicking and screaming like, no!
And this is probably Paprika's natural habitat.
Essentially.
Tired of dragging people in the direction they're supposed to be in, away from doing stupid things.
And with that, as the sun begins to descend in the sky, you make your trek back to town. And that's where session 26 would have ended, but combat happened. So you guys make the trip back, and Bryson is silent the entire time. He does
roll him down the mountain.
You can do that. Do you want to do that?
Do you want us to do that?
I don't think Mona would object.
Okay. So to be clear, you want to throw him down the mountain.
I think we're joking. We were joking, right, guys?
Halfway.
Oh my god.
That's why I'm checking. I want to check, is that something we're seriously doing, or is that something you just desperately want to do but aren't?
So Paprika will voice her idea and look at Mona, and she'll be like, what do you think?
Toby's like,
I think we need him for whatever valuable intelligence he might have.
Do we really, though?
Nothing about this guy's intelligence is valuable. I say we throw him down.
We at least need his snag machine, probably.
Well, let's take that first.
what's Rosalind's take on all this?
Rosalind's grumbling something about a chili.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
It's definitely that cartoon swearing moment, just under the breath, sort of. Yep.
All right. Do you think it would kill him?
Wait. Are you guys serious about this?
Mona just
I know
turns and
he's
gives Toby a
awful,
sharp
but,
look.
So Toby, I was gonna have people roll for it, but since you already came up with it, the snag machine is still attached to his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And you currently have him tied up in such a way that the ropes are essentially securing the snag machine to his body. You can attempt to go through the painstaking process of removing the snag machine without undoing his bonds. You could, remove the bonds and then try to have all your Pokemon coerce him into not doing anything while you remove the snag machine. But it is also possible that sorry. it's also possible that if you throw him down the mountain, you'll damage the snag machine, and that's probably not a great idea.
Ah, dang it.
I think Toby explains all of this.
Well, it was just an idea. Mostly.
All right. All right. In that case, once you bring him back, we get the snag machine off. Who wants to take him back up the mountain?
Okay.
Oh God.
Well, I'm not going back up the mountain. Not unless I have to.
It's okay. I'll do it myself.
Oh Lord.
What's his take on all this?
So you guys, sorry.
What's Bryson's take on all this?
If you're looking for a reaction, he's not giving you anything.
Okay.
That's weird.
He's weird.
Sure, but he's usually loud weird. Can
That's
I
also
roll
true.
like an insight check or something?
Sure.
21?
Yeah, he's really hard to get a read on, but you have a feeling that the reason he's not saying much is because he's too busy not paying attention.
Huh.
He seems to be lost in his thoughts.
If he has some kind of communication device on him.
You guys did search him earlier, and
Okay.
unless that was somehow integrated into the snag machine, no. Well, okay, hold on. Unless it was integrated into a snag machine or somehow integrated into his body, freaking, futuristic steampunk style or whatever you want to call it, he doesn't have something. His glasses don't have a secret communication device. Maybe there's something in the snag machine, but...
Just watch. He's some sort of weird telepath.
More likely and it would be more unfortunate if the snag machine had some kind of like tracker in it.
Well, we probably shouldn't think about that right now. Smarter people than us will figure that out.
If we get the tracker back to the smarter people, then we're screwed, but it's probably fine.
Famous last words. But yeah. I know Paprika's gonna continue going down the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, don't have to tell Mona to follow. She's not gonna stay behind.
All right. So you guys descend the mountain, and as the sun is setting, you guys return back to just outside of what used to be the Mamoswine rental area. And waiting for you there, almost in the exact same position he was at previously, is General Reynard Underhill, one of the highest ranking members of the Resistance, who saw you off at the beginning of the last session.
Toby cheerfully pipes up as we come into earshot. Hey, look, we cleaned some garbage off the mountain for you.
So I take it your journey was not uneventful.
Not in the slightest.
Huh. Who is that?
The jerk with the slag machine, yes. Snag machine.
I'm sorry, snag machine?
Yeah.
Yep.
He kind of looks at you. This guy has always been very serious and level, and his eyebrows jump off his forehead. You caught one of the enemy operatives with a snag machine?
Yes, sir.
Well, we didn't use the snag machine, but we did capture him.
What do you... You know what I mean, smartass.
I wonder what would happen if we caught him with a snag machine.
You know what? That sounds like a fun experiment.
Oh my god.
Well, that's certainly a surprise. Was the mission's primary objective met?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. We'll have you go back to base to debrief with all of the details. Turn him over into my custody. We're probably gonna have to handle him different than our... Well, we don't really capture prisoners. You get the point.
Yeah, but you
Agreed.
can take him. I don't even want to look at him anymore.
I think he's up to something.
You think who's up to something?
Him. I don't know why, but he's just been acting weird since we caught him.
Oh, I thought you were suspecting the general was a traitor, and I was like, what?
No. No.
I was about to say, roll insight. Jesus.
No. What? No. What? No.
By the way, hi Pichu.
Pichu.
Oh, my lord. Noted. The exchange is rather brief. It's getting... Essentially, sun has set. It is dark. It's colder than it was before. Probably as cold as it was on top of the mountain, but, now it's nighttime.
Before.
You guys are probably going to go rest and then go into debriefing. Is there anything you guys want to talk about prior to doing so?
Toby's just gonna give Mona a hug.
All right.
And I think at this point, Paprika would finally give her a hug too.
Aww.
It's safe now.
So there's a group hug at the base of the mountain.
Yay.
As Mona, as this all happens, the realization just sinks into you even further that Arthur was indeed snagged and turned into a shadow Pokemon. Any adrenaline of having to complete the mission is gone, and that is just all that is left. And you have a feeling that it's probably going to be a rough night if it only lasts that long. It'll probably be longer than that. Bring the mood down, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
Thanks.
Good job.
switching scenes. I'm going to request that you remove your tokens from this map.
Yay!
And I have asked our group of players here to each create another member of the Resistance.
All right. I am prepared for this for once.
So,
A little bit prepared for this, but I'm more prepared for this than I was like an hour or two ago.
Oh, that's
You-
right.
your characters, whom I'm sure you'll have a moment to you'll be able to introduce in a moment, are lower-ranking members of the Resistance. They are essentially the rank and file, albeit possibly slightly more distinguished rank and file. They're certainly not generals or lieutenants. Well, the structure goes commander, general, lieutenant, which is what you guys are, and then rank and file. So you have essentially been working long shifts. Everybody needs to work, 12-hour shifts in order to make sure that you guys with your very limited numbers can actually keep up a defense. It's exhausting work. It's long work. You were reporting to your original assigned location. You can specify what your job was if you want, but it's not important really. However, you have been called into a meeting with the general himself for a special assignment. He has not told you what, merely a special assignment. So, at whatever order you would like, whoever is most eager, why don't you briefly introduce the member of the resistance you have created and seat them at the conference table.
That wasn't me volunteering, that was just me being weird.
We knew.
I'm glad.
That said, would you like to volunteer?
Maybe.
Do you have a token, Wombat?
I have a token.
Okay.
I just haven't thought much of personality.
All right,
yet.
I'm gonna give Wombat a little bit of slack here. And Blah, since you mentioned that you were actually ready for this,
Yes.
how about you introduce your character, who is not Bob?
Okay. So, this is Simon Saskatchewitz. Since his last name is so hard to remember or pronounce, people tend to just call him Simon Says.
Oh dear.
That's great. Oh my god. That's beautiful.
He was a college professor before the Bulbapocalypse hit. He taught and studied the history of Pokemon evolution and kind of idolizes Professor Sassafras.
Aww.
As such, he knows a lot about the capabilities of many Pokemon and can apply that knowledge in battle, though he's very much a nerd physically and has no social tact. Not to the point where he's anxious in social situations, he just doesn't pay it much mind and can take it or leave it.
So, yeah, Simon has actually been working as one of the professor's assistants during this time, being one of the more qualified people. You've been crunching numbers and doing everything from researching the Pokeballs to logistics of supplies. You've been your knowledge has been stretched thin. All those classes in college that you really didn't like because when were you ever going to use it? Ta-da! Here it is. So yeah. However, prior to going to your normal shift at the professor's lab, which is just outside of town, you were told to report north instead for a special assignment. The professor is sending you specifically. That is all you know.
Oh.
All right. Excellent. That is far more depth put into a character than I was even planning for this segment, but that'll just make for a better segment. Does anybody want to volunteer to go next?
I'll do it.
But
Diamond falling on the sword.
She wouldn't put like that. Okay. Sure. And I cannot believe we use the same Pokemon trainer class, but whatever.
she's
Alright.
cute.
I love this sprite, so
a great
unfortunately
sprite.
it suits like most of the characters I would ever choose. This is Lumina Iris. She is actually a young adult. She recently started her Pokemon journey. She had about a single badge, and she was starting to build her Pokemon team in earnest when the Kalos company became corrupted and this weird Pokeball apocalypse happened. Luckily, she managed to find her way to the Resistance. She doesn't talk to people very much. She's very quiet, gentle, soft-spoken, and just about never talks about herself.
All right. Do you have an idea about what sort of work she's been doing? Just looking at her stats real quick, it doesn't look like she's really, meant for physical labor.
Yeah. Like I said, she has never really gone very into detail about her life, but she seems pretty apt to working with Pokemon, in particular psychic types.
Yeah, so she's definitely been helping out with I would imagine the medical side. Essentially serving as not necessarily a combat nurse, but once, if anybody gets hurt in the field, they're brought back. You're probably involved in assisting, one of the doctors the resistance probably has on staff, acting in that sort of role. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. Excellent. Um yeah, you were just one day told instead to report to the conference room with a meeting with the general. And that's all the information you were given.
Okay.
Does anybody want to volunteer to go next?
I guess I'll go. So, unlike you guys, I haven't statted her at all.
That's
I
fine.
just made the token.
My stats are really a guess.
Mine are just-
But this is Lena Robbins. She was a small time actress, kind of making her way in the world. But she's like, despite being small time, she's always been very popular with younger people because she starred on a bunch of like live action like shonen style, or not shonen, like Sentai style shows. So Toby, of course, recognized her and was very excited and was always trying not to be super starstruck. And Lena's like, she's got kind of a chirpy, like upbeat, like star personality, but in actuality, she's pretty quiet and laid back. So like Toby went up to her and she's like, "Oh, hey." And kind of ended up like ironically, despite being a lower rank, almost kind of ended up taking Toby under her wing. So she's an actress lady.
Excellent. You were also told, do you have any idea what sort of work she's probably doing for the resistance?
I feel like she's probably doing clerical stuff.
Yeah.
Keeping track of things, keeping records and logs, organizing reports, whatnot.
Yeah. I imagine you've also been sent out on like a border patrol at least once or twice. Everybody gets around to it eventually.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a matter of who's available. But again,
And
instead of
if there's ever anything that needs someone who can talk, like that's her. She's got the personality.
funny that you mentioned that. Yeah. So you guys all get here, and the general walks in promptly on the time he was supposed to be here. You don't dare be late, as this rather imposing figure steps into the room and kind of takes a seat. And he clears his throat. Right, so straight down to business. We have a special task for you three today. I understand that you probably have no formal training in this sort of thing, but these are the people we could get your departments to spare, and here you are. We have a prisoner we need you to interrogate.
Oh, God.
Sounds exciting.
Not usually my department, but whatever they wish of me.
Your involvement is part availability, part commander's orders. Your knowledge of his research will probably be valuable in this interrogation, although I trust that you won't give away anything that we've already developed in secret.
Naturally.
You guys can organize yourselves however you wish and pursue this interrogation in whatever matter you deem fit, so long as you do not divulge any secret information to the prisoner. We don't exactly consider him an escape risk, but we can't imagine that the enemy is just going to let this slide. So the less you can tell him about us, the better. Lina, I've heard you have a bit of a talent for speaking,
Well,
so you might decide
more
to lead the efforts on that front. But again, I will leave that up to you.
wonderful. Cool. Yeah, sure. This is definitely what I signed up for when I became an actor. Uh-huh. Yep. I'll do what I can, sir.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Um, you have the all the information we have on the subject in front of you. Um, if you have any questions, contact Lieutenant Johnson. But yeah, apologies, but we need somebody to do it, and we don't have anybody specifically qualified, so kind of what it has to be. Do your best. Not expecting much, but who knows? Maybe you'll discover you have a talent for these things. And he gets
Joy.
up and does a sort of half salute thing. The members of the resistance all have their own different, salutes and various other gestures of acknowledgement. And without waiting for anything from you guys, he kind of just leaves.
Okay.
Signed up for? Oh, boy. Why me?
I will casually remind you that we did not sign up for everything. We were forced into these roles.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, oh yeah, you're a people person. You can definitely interrogate a guy. Well, what's the plan?
The plan is to do our best.
Cool. That's exactly what I wanted when I asked that question. Why is she such an asshole? This was not intentional.
Sometimes happy accidents. It's just wonderful.
Miss Iris, would you happen to have any semblance of a plan going forward?
Lumina looks scared. She just kind of looks up at Simon like, I'm not the right person for this job.
None of us are. But this is where we've ended up, and so we must do what we can. I really do not have any more advice.
Academic. I guess you would be best suited to figuring out what questions to ask. Because I don't even know where to begin here. And do we even know who this is?
So it's at this point that you might remember that there is an information packet sitting in front of you on the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. She, lifts the top cover, and peers inside, and she's like, what, and they shunted this off onto us? You'd think this would be more important.
So you pick up the packet, and it seems surprisingly sparse. There's a cover page that essentially says classified with a special exemption with your name printed below it. So this is something that would normally be above your pay grade. Pay grade, as if you're getting paid.
Paid in anything other than not being subjugated, whatever.
Yeah, above your station, but
Not the word.
yeah, you flip the page over, and this is essentially what it says. Subject name, Bryson Sinclair. Age, unknown. Affiliation, Pokekalos Technologies. appears to be a high-ranking operative in their ranks, has a snag machine, and has used it to snag at least 3 Pokemon as of recorded history, as of this point that we are aware of. Highly dangerous, capabilities unknown. The rest of the sheet is blank.
Fucking hell. So she sees this and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is we're definitely the ones most qualified for dealing with this. Oh, uh-huh. Yeah. You'd think they'd assign people who were, knew what they're doing to deal with one of the higher ups in the crap that's she flings the paper off the table in a huff.
Miss Robbins, I would advise that you pull yourself together.
At least he's
right. Okay,
here
okay.
and not out there anymore.
I guess I will pretend that I am a character on that show, and it'll be okay. She's like obviously not a method actor, but she's like taking a deep breath, letting it out, and she's like, all right, I'm good. No, I'm not, but I could pretend. That's all acting is, after all. So, let's see, where are we going for this?
Right. So,
He
there
picks up the
isn't.
paper and pokes through it.
So that's essentially everything that it says about him. There's also a separate note that the interrogation room is essentially down the hall, and there is a guard outside the door who will escort you guys to that interrogation room when you are ready.
Okay.
We'll be here a while then.
Yeah. I'll also give you get the general gist of, you're trying to gather as much information as you can, but you imagine that this will probably center around the operations of the enemy team and the snag machine. You imagine will be the 2 topics you will try to get discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm also expecting you guys to utilize knowledge from your character's debriefings to inform your questioning. So you can essentially use your knowledge of him up until this point in the campaign in this interrogation. Your characters are not completely blind.
Okay, is that stuff
Right.
that's included in the packets we got?
Yeah, I was just kind of giving you a brief overview. There's some where we've run into him in the past, but again, you don't know what he's capable of. You don't know much about his history beyond the times this group has been encountered. That's about it. It's a very sparse packet. It's not much to go on.
Okay. So, Mr. Smarty Pants, do you have any thoughts on what kind of stuff we should be asking?
First off, Saskatchewans, and second off, well, I'm not exactly suited to this kind of work myself, as you are very much aware, I am sure. But, and this is out of character, but I myself am very much not suited to this either.
Right.
I am not a cop. I am an entertainer. or a detective,
That's
rather.
a stretch.
Okay, so, oh boy.
Yeah, I think we should probably discuss the questioning out of character.
Yeah,
Yes,
probably.
Yep, for sure. I essentially, the idea here is, one, I wanted to kind of fill out the resistance with actual people, and designing all of them myself sounded like no fun. So here you go. Also, hey Mona, so we know that this guy has just ruined one of your Pokemon, and Paprika, essentially damaged one of yours. But how about you have a serious discussion with him about everything else he's done? Just a casual, calm conversation. Nothing will go wrong. trapped in a room
Yes.
together. Yeah, so
Yeah.
figured you guys weren't interrogating them, so somebody had to.
Right.
Honestly, I like this direction.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I debated telling you guys what this was for, but I thought it would be more fun if the characters were not specifically meant for this role.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Honestly, yeah.
Because it seemed like what the resistance just happens to have a police hostage negotiator for a detective and I don't know, a mind reader all in the same one. I was like, okay, maybe I won't tell them why they're making this character.
I mean, you know that this group wouldn't metagame anyway, though, right?
Oh, I know, but this was more fun.
Yeah.
All right,
So
so you
I
guys
think-
can talk out of character as to exactly what your objective is here, and then I trust you to play your characters however you wish. Even if the character's soft-spoken, feel free to get involved where you see fit. I feel like it'll just be interesting.
I'm like, because I don't think Lena would necessarily be very useful in this conversation, but like obviously I should be discussing. So yeah, I think one of the things we should probably ask is what is the point of snagging? Because like it's obviously damaging to the Pokemon. So how usable really are they gonna be? Why are they snagging Pokemon?
All right. Honestly, not a bad question. Should probably see if we can get information on how to operate the snag machine, like, and most notably, how to remove it from him.
Yes.
I should mention that once he was returned to, this is probably also in the, he doesn't currently possess the snag machine. Once he was taken into custody and was, able to be secured by a lot more resistance members, they removed the snag machine from his arm. It is currently being held in an undisclosed location.
Okay. Yes, and the other important thing is try to get some information about the evil team themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like what their long-term plans are, for instance.
Okay.
Probably.
Again, this doesn't need to be like, this can go as in-depth or not in-depth as you want. Like, by the way, if a week from now you all of a sudden realize, oh shoot, we should have asked him this, where's he gonna go? Like, you can ask him next session, but like, you get the idea. Like, I don't want you to feel pressure like this is your one opportunity to get information out of him. This is the primary opportunity to get information out of him. But it's not like
So what you're saying, Kyle, is that from now on there's going to be like a dedicated segment in every session to these characters and their interrogation with this guy.
No, that's not at all what I was suggesting. But what I was suggesting is like, if you all of a sudden thought, oh my god, how did we not think to ask this? We could reopen this to ask that.
Right. I still think that would be hilarious, though.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Bryson Sinclair's Interrogation Corner. Yay!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Remember, kids, if your subject is looking up and to the left, they're making something up. Yay! Try this technique on your friends.
Oh my god.
Good god.
Could you imagine a kid's show about hardcore police interrogation technique?
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
God, that would be. That's first of all, that's a comedy sketch just waiting to happen. But one of the comedy sketches that occurs like after 11 p.m. because it's some non-PC stuff.
Honestly, of course.
Oh no. Make sure you have the board at exactly a 30-degree angle.
No!
I'm done. I'm done.
Oh my god.
I know. I knew it was bad, but I thought of it and I had to say it.
Kyle, what the fuck?
I know. I know.
So, torture
wild.
aside.
My god.
I did say it was non-PC, and I do not support the joke I was just making. I just saying.
Well then, welcome to Toby and Friends, where we discuss torture techniques? Question mark?
Oh, by the way, it's named Toby and Friends because Wombat joked that that's what it should be named a long time ago, and I didn't have any better ideas, so we went with it. Anyway, are you guys ready to start the interrogation? Yay! Interrogation.
Really, but what other choice do we have?
Yeah.
Might as well.
I've gotten more use out of this map than I've gotten out of any other map in this entire campaign.
Yeah, you've definitely used this more than once in this campaign so far.
Yeah.
Hey, it's always useful. So, you are outside of the interrogation room with that the prisoner is in. How are you playing this?
Lena has... I'm pretty sure we've determined that neither of you guys is necessarily going to be doing the talking.
Yeah.
So, Lena has decided to lean into the hamminess and attempts to kick open the door. It doesn't work. So then she, opens the door way harder than necessary and stomps inside, and she's like, "Okay, you son of a bitch, we want answers, and we want them now!"
Lumina cringes right on out.
The appropriate response.
Well, well, well. That is quite the entrance, little lady.
Up and tell us things. I mean, she turns to Simon and she's like, "What was the first question we were gonna ask again?"
We were going to ask about the snag machine.
Oh, yeah. So that snag machine, how does it work, and why are you using it?
Also, are we all doing this from outside of the room?
Lumina cringed
No,
out.
I forgot.
Out there.
I forgot to have her come in, but she's definitely there and slammed her hands on the desk.
She did what now?
She slammed her hands on the desk. Yes, perfect. Perfect.
Bryson just gives you this smirk and's looks back at Simon's seriously? Oh my god, you all suck.
Simon just has this blank expression on his face.
Hey! You're the one who got captured. Screw you.
Spitting facts.
He kind of shrugs. It's like, yeah, for now. For now.
What do you
Sorry?
mean by that?
Mean by what?
For now.
Who said that?
What?
Everyone gets amnesia.
I'm so confused right now.
Yeah, he's asking. He's he's looking. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You said you were captured for now. What do you mean by that?
I did.
Do you have some kind of plans or something? Do you have some kind of secret communications or something? Talk!
Well, of course I do.
Oh my god. Come on, guys. I can't do this myself.
Lumina just kind of peeks through the doorway.
Simon kind of frowns a little bit. You know, I hope you don't expect us to make this easy on you.
What?
As of now, you are not going anywhere, so there is not much you can do but talk.
Well, that's not true. I can breathe. I can blink.
It goes
I
to
can
lunge
shuffle in
across
my
the table.
chair.
She goes to lunge across the table.
And without batting an eye, he just continues to list off of literally a list of anything a normal human being could do if in a chair.
Oh my god. And she like grabs his collar and she's like, "Shut up! Shut up and tell us useful things."
I'm sorry. I thought we were having a discussion. Was I wrong? Were we not having a discussion?
All
Hold on.
wrong.
Let me start over. Let me start
We're having an
over.
interrogation where you're gonna tell us what we want to know.
He takes his two fingers and runs them across his lips as if to seal them. He twists them, and then he gestures to some imaginary thing in his hand, and he tosses it over his shoulder, and he is smirking at you, but he's not saying anything.
Start shaking him by the collar. Oh my god, I'm leaning into the embarrassing and it's terrible. It's so terrible. Oh no. I hate this.
And Lumina's just clinging to the door outside, staring at you guys.
I'm kind of lost right now, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I don't know where to go from here.
But in a good way.
So Bryson is sitting there with his mouth closed, just kind of like, I don't know, moving his head side to side in this very almost the way somebody would if they were in a cartoon on an overly jovial walk, head just bobbing side to side like he's having a great time, but he's just sitting in the chair.
One of the generals should be handling this, not us.
You're correct.
I
but
mean,
the generals
obviously, I was saying that, but oh man, shut up, you!
He,
Unless
without
you're gonna
opening
tell us
his
something
mouth,
useful.
is just kind of yelling at you, and then occasionally gesturing behind him with his head.
She rolls her eyes. She's like, okay, I see where you're going with this. She goes to where the imaginary key would have landed, picks it up, quote unquote, picks it up, and hands it to him.
And again, his hands are handcuffed and they're
Yeah.
secured to the table, but in such a way
yeah.
that he still has some range of movement.
Yeah.
And he, the entire time, he puts the imaginary key up to his mouth, unlocks his zip, and goes,
Giving him a completely nonplussed look, like, are you freaking done?
So, you guys have generals, huh? Interesting.
Simon, meanwhile, is writing down and just kind of muttering to himself as he's doing it. Subject unable to breathe through nose.
And so Lena says, "What, don't you guys? I mean, every large organization has to have some chain of command, even if it's not like necessarily the same as others. You know?
Well,
You know?
well,
Not,
it is a
not
bit.
anarchy. You're one of the generals or equivalents of your organization, so this shouldn't exactly come as a surprise to you."
To say, really.
Yeah. Just tell
What
us
are
about
you-
the
what are
snag
you?
machine. I'm a very tired actress who's gonna beat the shit out of you in a second if you don't start telling me what I want to know.
Ooh, kinky.
Oh god.
Okay.
Someone else take over, please. I can't deal with this.
I will make an attempt. And he kind of steps up next to the desk and leans in on Bryson a little bit. Just kind of like, examining him.
Like, what do you mean by leaning in?
Just like, just like visibly like leaning forward.
He's gonna lean towards you and stare straight at into your eyes.
He is.
Oh, did I mute? No, I didn't. Simon just kind of adjusts his glasses. He's like,
And as you adjust your glasses, he kind of like shifts his head, and he's kind of like grinning at you. He's like showing his teeth off. It's very weird as to what he's doing. He like moves his head side to side, looking like all over your face.
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
He doesn't seem to be paying much attention. Roll an insight check. You have no idea what he's doing. If
Might
anybody
as well.
else wants to roll an insight
Yeah.
check, you're free to.
Oh.
Sure.
From outside the room.
She's peeking in.
So, Simon, you're almost a little bit too close to see the forest for the trees here. But the other two immediately realize, after a brief pause, he's checking his teeth and the reflection of your glasses.
Incredible.
As if someone's he's trying to figure out he has something stuck in his teeth, but he just can't quite figure out where. And he's just been doing this for like the last 5 to 10 seconds.
You just hear ew from the door.
Okay, so, Lena pulls out like a little pocket fan and points it at his teeth to like make them cold. You stop that.
Okay. Please, I'm gonna give you a +1 in Dex. Please roll a Dex check countered by a con check. He doesn't even notice, and his hair, which is a little bit longer than usual, is just blowing in the breeze gloriously as he
Damn it.
checks out his teeth in the reflection. It's truly a picture of grace and poise.
She threw- Oh my god, I have no idea what to do with this.
What? Like, even Simon at this point just looking between Lena and Bryson, just like, what is happening right now?
She rolled her eyes. She's like, he's freaking using your glasses as a mirror.
Oh, they are very reflective, aren't they?
Indeed.
Wearing glasses? I forget.
Sorry?
Does Bryson wear glasses? Or is that just
Oh, yeah.
just right? She takes his glasses and throws them across the room.
Oh no.
Well, I didn't know we were going into that kind of torture.
Yeah, seriously, guys, that's incredibly inconvenient. Like, I should write you up for war crimes and.
How about this? If you tell us about the snag machine and your reasons for snagging Pokemon, I'll give you your glasses back.
Counter offer. I'll tell you about the snag machine and why I'm capturing snagging Pokemon in exchange for my glasses and a can of Pepsi.
What?
She okay. She glares at him and then she turns, walks out of the room, and returns with a like what looks like a can that used to be full of like canned beans or something.
Uh-huh.
And with permanent marker scribbled on the side, Pepsi.
Is
Here
it
you
what
go.
is it? What is in it? Is it literally a can of beans?
It's full of water. It was like an empty can that she filled with water and wrote Pepsi on. She places it next to him. There you go. A cup of Pepsi. Or a can of... It's a can of Pepsi.
So
And then she like picks up his glasses and holds them in the air. Like, well,
are you didn't put the can like on the desk, did you?
yes, yeah, she did.
Okay, so he could grab it if he wanted to.
Yeah.
So he grabs the can and squints at it, nods, takes a sip, and I'm gonna need a dex save for you to not get hit by the spit take.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So you see this coming and dive out of the way as he just spit takes all over where you were. The seat you were on is completely soaked. It's like, this is cold. Not even lukewarm? What's wrong with you people?
What?
Well, I mean, if you want better treatment, maybe you could tell us a little something about the snag machine.
Fine. Can I just have my glasses?
Very well. But in exchange, you're telling us about that snag machine.
I know. That was the deal. Can I just have my
Good.
glasses?
Yes. She gives his glasses
All right.
back.
And he takes his glasses and he puts them on his face, and he takes a moment and composes himself. And he says, "All right. So what did you want to know again?"
I want to know how the snag machine works and why you are snagging Pokemon. The things that it does to Pokemon makes it seem like it's not necessarily for the sake of using those Pokemon. So why are you doing this?
Okay. So, and he pauses. The snag machine works through magic and fairy dust, and I catch snag Pokemon because it's fun.
She tips his chair over.
Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, he manages not to slam his head back on the floor, but he is essentially attached to the chair,
Yeah.
separate from the handcuffs, and he falls down. He's like, "Ooh, is somebody mad?"
And here I thought I'd managed to figure out how to word it the way that would actually work.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, please, honey, you didn't have a chance.
try again in a couple hours, huh? See you later, asshole. She like goes to leave, leaving him on the floor like that.
Oh, Lumina moves.
Simon looks confused for a moment, but follows her out.
As you're following out, he's kind of on his back right now, so he makes overly exaggerated like straining motion noises, like as if he's like trying to like tip himself over, but it's obviously played up. Like half of his movements are not at all intended to be meaningful. They are just intended to be as obnoxious as possible.
She slams the door as soon as all three are out of the room. Oh my god.
Well, I would.
What just happened?
Simon looks down at his notes and back at the others. I would say that went better than expected.
Did it?
I guess. Stupid prick.
I'm sorry I couldn't help, but I have no idea what to do with him.
Hey, I just made a fool of myself in there.
Well, I will have you know that the recordings will probably not be publicized, if that is any consolation.
Gee, thanks. I feel great.
So, here's a weird idea. What if we just went in there and tried to have a conversation with him with no intention?
That's an idea. I mean, I think maybe I should sit out, given everything that just happened.
He'll probably just ramble forever, but we've tried everything else.
Yeah, everything. Sure, I don't see why not.
Seems to be worth a try.
Okay, good luck, Mr. Says.
Wait. I'm sorry, were you volunteering me for this?
Yes. I'm not very good at talking to people. And she very gently starts pushing him into the room.
He's,
He'll eat me alive, Mr. Says. Please don't let him do that.
very well.
You a good cop, bad cop kind of routine, huh?
Yes, except I play both roles, apparently.
Oh, I mean... Well, like, if she goes in with you and you're all like, tell me things, and she's like, no, I just want to have a conversation, you know, maybe it'll do something.
He'll probably just make some sort of quip about how he's seen that show.
Probably. Oh, why us?
Let us not resort to cliche. I think that
Cliche is all I know.
Simon walks up and pats Lena on the shoulder.
I'm like delighted. I'm an actress cliches. Sometimes you just say a thing and it works out great.
All right. I will attempt to carry out a conversation, though I will have you know that I am not good at this either. But it seems as though I am the best suited among the three of us for this at this moment. So I will do my best. And he steps into the room.
So I should mention that the room is soundproofed, so he can't hear any of this discussion that you guys are having, and you can't
Probably
hear
for
him.
the best.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you open the door, you see him sitting at the table, belting out at the top of his lungs, 89 weird marks on the bricks on the wall, 89 weird marks on the brick.
He got himself back up somehow.
He did.
Son of a bitch.
Huh.
And he is just belting out this stupid song about odd marks on the bricks on the wall.
Seeing that he's upright again, I think Lena is going to go and check the cameras and see if she can see how he did that.
All
And
right,
probably
so
just watch during the interrogation, just to
all right,
have.
so you head down there, and we'll cover that in a moment.
Okay.
But
All right.
because what it boils down to is he just eventually like worked himself into a position where he could like throw himself back into position and kind of like scoot the chair over to where it needed to be. It wasn't like someone magically teleported into the room. It was just,
Okay.
you know,
I mean, mostly I was worried if he'd somehow worked himself out of the handcuffs.
he is still in the
But-
handcuffs as far as you can tell.
Okay.
All right. Simon just kind of looks at him oddly for a moment, but then he goes to the opposite seat.
Also, roll a perception check.
All right.
This is not a room that's made out of bricks.
Standing.
Simon takes a deep breath as he sits down, just keeping it together. He's looking as calm as he possibly can. I can see you have found a way to entertain yourself.
88 marks on the bricks on the wall. 88 marks on the brick.
Did you come up with that song yourself?
You take one down.
I see. He kind of looks around the room again. Which brick are you referring to, anyway?
And he pauses and stares at you intensely. It's like, you don't know?
I am not aware.
Oh. Well, that's quite unfortunate for you, isn't it?
Well, I suppose. Depends on the quality of the brick that is mentioned.
Indeed, it does. What type of clay was it made out of? What temperature was it baked at? All these factors, go in to make what a quality brick, and each of them were made slightly differently. You know what they say, every brick is unique. No two bricks are alike.
Very much true.
Indeed, I'm glad that we have agreed on this.
Have you ever built anything with bricks before?
You know what? No, I haven't, but I really should. It's like a good activity for the whole family. Get the wife and kids together, build something out of brick in the backyard. Don't file for a building permit, go to jail for 1 to 5 years as a result. Feel fun for the whole family.
Oh, I imagine. God dang it. Sorry, had a distraction. I'm sure everyone could hear that. I mean, not you guys, but everyone on stream.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Was it an idle game, Blah?
Yes.
And Bryson
Ever the
gasps
professional.
suddenly and like goes to you like, do you hear voices in your head too?
Oh, good God.
Somehow I saw that coming.
Well, can't say I do.
Aw, that's no fun.
Well, I suppose I wouldn't know. How fun is it?
Oh my god, it's like, you know what it's like to never feel lonely? It's like that. So many fun discussions.
I must say I rather prefer being alone, but, whatever suits you. Could you tell me about some of these discussions that you've had with the voices in your head?
Well, one of them was talking about getting a building permit, which I should check on the process of the status of my application. The other was about how much I want a Pepsi.
He's just jotting this all down.
But tell me, how does that make you feel?
And he kind of just like halfway through this, kind of just starts staring off into space and towards, you know what, towards the corner, the opposite corner of the door, so like off to your character's left.
Okay.
He just kind of just stares off there and doesn't say anything.
Simon looks back at that corner. Is there anything there?
There's nothing in that corner.
He looks back at
He's
Bryson.
staring at the door.
Simon looks back at the door.
There's nothing at the door. There's no windows, so you're not able to see Lumina there.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing at the door.
He looks back at Bryson.
He is leaning as far over the table as is possible with him being attached to the chair, and he is surprisingly closer to you than you expected.
Simon doesn't react at all. He just stares. I see, you... I see you are, quite fond of that table.
This is a rather sturdy table. Mahogany, if I'm not mistaken.
Ah, yes.
How did we afford the mahogany?
Roll an intelligence check.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not mahogany. It's definitely like oak.
I believe this is oak, actually.
What? I've been ripped off. Son of a bitch.
If you would like,
I knew
could,
I shouldn't have trusted that seedy wood salesman.
if you would like, I could take a look around and see if we have any mahogany tables to replace this one with.
You know what? That would be excellent.
All right, I will see what I can do. And he calmly makes his way back to the door. Opens it. You guys see Simon with his trademark, just completely stoic, like, expression on his face. And as soon as he closes the door behind him, he just, ugh.
Sorry, it was a mistake, wasn't it?
It went that well, huh?
I do not know how to handle this man.
Well, what happened?
We had a conversation. It went nowhere.
And as if to augment this, Alina, when you went to go check the security room, it's right down the hall. You left the door open because you figured you were coming right back, and you all of a sudden, in the distance, hear 86 marks on the bricks on the wall, 86 marks on the brick, just muffled in the distance.
She, stares ahead and she says, I think we can assume he's batshit. Or, sorry, he's Zubat shit.
Very astute observation, Ms. Robbins.
That he's not just pulling our leg. It sounds like he's actually crazy and is just in it for kicks. I don't know. It's impossible to make heads or tails of this guy.
Why didn't I become a psychologist?
I don't know. Why didn't you?
People like that.
Anyway, on another note, do we happen to have any mahogany tables in the headquarters anywhere?
We could paint a table and tell him it's mahogany. I'm sure he wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
You know, why don't we consider just... Didn't he say one of his voices wanted a Pepsi?
I do not know.
See, we don't even have any soda pop left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, all this man wants is a nice, lukewarm Pepsi, and you can't even get him that. Shame.
Well, of course the Resistance wouldn't stock that vile drink. What do you take us for?
So I will mention that you guys can end this segment at any time. I will just keep going until you guys are done.
Okay, well, does anyone have any other ideas?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Bail, bail, bail.
And thus, the interrogation of Bryson Sinclair continued
Yikes.
for a while longer.
Yikes.
Oh my god, can I just say he's such a fun character to play?
Oh, I'm
He's not
sure.
fun to interact with.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I did
Jeez.
not make Lena expecting her to be a sassy motherfucker, but here we are.
There we are indeed. You know those like that stream of consciousness stuff where it's the like, whatever first thing comes to mind, another thing comes to mind. That's this character in a nutshell. I literally just, what's the craziest thing I could think of? Ooh, a drinking song about bricks. Perfect. Let's go.
Standing.
Dear God, Kyle,
It's,
you just keep finding new ways to impress me.
well, thank you. I tried my best. But anyway, are you guys ready to go into the next segment?
Probably.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. How far into that segment do you think we lost all of our viewers? My guess is that we didn't have any beforehand.
Probably not far. Probably not too far off.
Fair enough. So, you guys returned to oh god, the city with the psychic type gym. I'm so bad at this. There's a map somewhere.
I forget.
I think it's Anastar.
That's it, Anastar City.
Huh.
And upon giving your report, you were instructed that you could go back to the main headquarters in Coroway Town if you wished. But the professor, the commander, had summoned you to his lab. Yeah, that's what you got.
Oh, okay.
And Bryson's there. Haha.
Oh my god. I got a little bit distracted, I'm sorry. Someone messaged me on Discord.
No problem. So essentially, you guys got back to Anastar City. You probably just immediately went to bed. Maybe grabbed something quick to eat and fell unconscious. And the next day, you were told that you were permitted to return to Coroway Town or stay here if you wished. But you also have a summons from Professor Sassafras, the commander of the Resistance. So, you may. I assume you guys take his invitation.
Yes.
Yes.
But
Okay. So you arrive at the professor's lab. It is in fact the same one. Who goes in first? It doesn't specifically matter. I was just curious.
Just
The
trying to
void,
think.
by the way.
Oh, damn it.
I guess probably Paprika.
Did that work?
Let's see. Nope. I'll just follow the other's lead. Oh, there's the snow zone. Okay, cool.
All right.
Wow, this is familiar.
Excellent. And you recognize this place, and yet it's very different. There used to be like a classroom area set up all of the desks have been pushed together to form these two massive tables. You don't even know where the chairs went. They're just nowhere to be found. But there's two massive tables consisting of school desks with papers and various other, like, it looks like lab equipment and other technology work areas are set up. The couch that was originally right near the entranceway has been pushed all the way back into the corner, and a bunch of just boxes of what look like supplies are stored there. And everywhere that is not those things, just piles of papers and books and everything opened up. There are dirty plates on the table, next to a bunch of like printouts with highlights all over it. The area next to the computer is just a war zone of paper, strewn all over the place, including into the walkway. And this place looks like there's been a lot of activity going on. However, there is notably no sign of the professor at this moment.
It's like he needs someone to help him keep the place clean.
Probably not his first concern right now.
Yeah. Probably just get dirty again within the week.
Professor?
There is no response.
Professor?
So you walk over to the computer area, and you have a new view of the area. You still do not see him. Yeah. You do actually roll a perception check.
Just Toby? Well, never mind.
all we need.
You definitely sense a disturbance in the force, and you turn behind you, and there is a kettle on the stove that is about to start whistling to indicate that water for tea is done, but it hasn't quite done it yet.
If anything's gonna get his attention, it's that.
Oh yeah. Let's wait for that to blow and see what happens. And Mona makes her way over to the couch.
He kind of hovers worriedly around the table. Just like, oh, this is such a mess. I wish I could help. Oh, man.
Paprika's gonna take a look around his computer.
All right, so you briefly look around his computer, and you see a ton of research regarding Pokeball functionality.
Okay.
Everything from how they're made to how they're worked to, you even see a basic, like a quote unquote beginner's guide to Pokeball security. And it's super high level stuff, but it's the simplest super high level stuff. And there are just a ton of different resources flipped open.
I hope he's not the only one working on this. We don't exactly have a lot of qualified people, probably.
So it's around this time when the kettle on the stove begins to... And Mona, you are startled when from behind the couch, in between the bookshelves, a bunch of papers just fly up into the air as you see Professor Sassafras just like, what? Oh dear, the tea. Oh no, and goes to run across the apartment for the tea, and he kind of like stops when he sees you. Is like, Mona, what are you? Oh my goodness, that's today. I fell asleep. And his normally like well-pressed 3-piece suit, it looks like it hasn't been dry cleaned in like a long time. It is disheveled and wrinkled in a variety of places. His hair is matted to one side. You imagine that he probably fell asleep against the couch with his hair pushed up in a weird way. And there are dark bags under his eyes as if he has not been getting enough sleep. Anyway, he's like, that today, of course. Oh no, the tea, and begins to shuffle across the apartment.
Toby hurries over to help him with the tea.
So you actually are closer. The tea is actually over
right,
here.
it's over here.
Right.
Perfect. So you were already handling that as he rounds the corner and says, "Oh, Paprika, Toby, thank you. I'm terribly sorry. This reminds me of the day we first met, and I overslept then too.
I mean, I know it's important work you're doing, but you have to take care of yourself. I mean, if something happens to you and you can't keep doing the research, who's gonna?
You're right, Toby. You're right. It's I feel like this. Well, before we talk about anything heavy like that, would you like some tea?
Some tea. Thank you, Professor.
That would be lovely.
The orange kind for you, Toby?
Yes, please.
Excellent. Do you guys have any flavor preferences?
I'm trying to remember if Mona had any last time.
I don't believe so.
I guess green tea?
I have that.
He has all of the tea.
Oh yeah, he does have all the tea. The orange citrus brand definitely like dominates, or flavor definitely dominates the cupboards, but there's like, people have all of the food in their apartments like in the same space. He has cabinets for tea.
That's adorable.
I guess just surprise me.
Huh. I've never had anybody request that flavor before, but I mean, I have it, so here you go.
Wait,
Toby giggles.
There is actually a he pulls out this box in a it's a very unusual color, and it actually has like a question mark on it. And it is a brand called Surprise Me Tea that specializes in not labeling what each tea bag is.
Oh my god, it's Birdie Bot's every flavor tea.
Oh no!
Except
Yes,
I'm gonna hope that there aren't nasty flavors in there.
yeah, it's just basically a bunch of different varieties of tea in unlabeled boxes, kind of like mystery flavor lollipops.
So cute, and someone needs to make that happen if it doesn't exist already.
I think I've just given away $1 million idea.
Maybe so.
Damn it.
Quick,
Blah,
patent it!
Blah, you just need to take like the last 5 minutes of the stream and cut the audio out. With no explanation in the VOD. It's gonna be great.
But that would be effort.
Yeah, Lord knows you don't like giving that. Anyway, so the professor goes to gets all the tea. It's on a tray. He's got sugar and some milk on the side, and he turns around to look at the table and goes, "Oh, right."
Toby scurries on ahead, and she kind of gathers up some of the dishes and starts stacking them and bringing them over to the sink and stuff.
Oh yeah, Mona helps with that.
Thank you guys so much. You didn't have to do that.
We want to help.
Yeah. I mean, come on. She kind of gestures at the whole, everything. This is kind of insane, honestly. I'm not
You're-
criticizing you, but
No, you're not wrong. The lab is certainly in disarray at the moment. But you guys clean up put all the dishes in the sink, and he finally rests down the tea and beckons for you all to join.
You got. I
And
feel like Bismuth starts actually washing the dishes.
God.
Yeah, Bismuth pops out and is like, and like gestures at the dishes, and Toby's like, "Oh, are you sure you wanna?" And Bismuth's like, "Yeah, that's a cool
Bismuth
thing to do."
jams a sponge in between like the metal folds of one of her petals to get like a grip on it. It's just
Oh, she has
scrubbing them down.
vines. She has vines.
Oh well, that too. You got to grip it. Oh my God, it's great.
I mean, Bulbasaur in the anime used his vines like hands plenty of times to like
That's
do
true.
stuff.
Yep. So you know what, Bismuth,
Yes.
roll a wash the dishes check. Yeah, goes pretty well. So it takes Bismuth a little longer than maybe it would a human person, but you know, is making progress.
Happy to help.
Oh, thank you, Bismuth. I really appreciate that.
Toby grins at Bismuth like, "Aw, I raised her right." She
Aw.
doesn't say that out loud, but she's just like grinning fondly at her.
How are all your other Pokemon doing?
Toby kind of like
Well.
grimaces.
Well, as a matter of fact, and Mona kind of eagerly actually pulls out her Sniff's Pokeball and bloop.
My word! Look at that nose. It's just magnificent.
Magnificent schnoz.
And he leans over and begins to goes to touch the surface of the nose, like, cold.
Yeah, don't
Fascinating.
you don't touch him directly.
I know, how could I have forgotten? I'm the one who gave you the gloves in the first place. Truly amazing.
He is quite the sight, isn't he? I am just so proud of him.
Indeed. And he kind of gets lost in his own world, like just looking the Probopass over, just like all over. It's,
Sniff is just loving the attention.
yep.
Aw.
Just basking
This
in
probably starts to span on like a minute or two where he's just not said anything else and is just like examining every inch of Sniff.
Aw.
As he's doing this, Sniff like sneaks one of his mini noses around the professor and like tries to wedge it under his hat from behind.
Oh no.
Roll a. Let's just roll a normal d20 with advantage.
Okay. Wow.
Right then.
So the moment his hat is going to be dislodged from his head, he snaps out of it and deftly grabs it off his head and like puts it on like over his heart as if he was doing like the pledge, like a pledge of allegiance or something. He's like, now Sniff. You don't think I'd notice that one of your noses made its way behind me? I am looking you up and down rather thoroughly now.
He retracts his nose and just kind of tucks it under his body, I guess.
Yes, let's go with that.
Yeah. He's a little embarrassed, but he chuckles
Aw.
nonetheless.
The professor gives you a smile after doing that. Obviously, not being like offended in the slightest. Just I gotcha. And he's like, "Oh, where were we? Yeah. How are all your other Pokemon doing? Paprika, how's Chili doing? Any better?"
Really? She's better. Mona's helping out a lot with that.
Oh well, that's wonderful. I'm thrilled to hear it. I'm sure that before long we'll have this all resolved.
though. I'm still reluctant to take her out of her Pokeball too often, but she's not as bad as she used to be.
It's good to hear.
Mona kind of sighs a bit.
Yeah, Paprika grimaces and just kind of looks over at Mona.
Yeah.
Mona, what's wrong?
They got Arthur.
Arthur, what happened to...
It's same as Chili. They snagged him. I mean, I got him back. But...
What? Oh, and he looks down at the papers next to him that says, like, mission report, and it's for the mission you guys were on. It is a sealed envelope that has not been opened. And he grimaces. He's like, I am so sorry. I should have known already that
Oops, sorry. Misclick.
He's so sorry. He throws himself across the table.
No.
No, I'm so sorry. I should have known. It's my job to know these things. Mona, I'm so sorry.
Yes,
I'm
it's
sure we will.
It's fine. Just it's like Chili. We'll just, I can handle this. He's my Pokemon. I understand him more than even he understands himself. I think I can take care of it.
I'm sure you. Have you interacted with him at all since the incident?
No, I haven't actually. I'm kind of afraid, to be honest.
That's entirely understandable. I mean, for what it's worth, it seems like the shadow Pokemon aren't immediately hostile towards other things. If Chili is anything to go by, they do appear to be a bit more, let's call it selfish. But
Oh, geez, coupled with Arthur.
in general, it shouldn't be. It's different than the shadow Pokemon of old, which has its pros and cons. The pro, obviously, being that they're not as downright aggressive as the previous versions, and the negative being we know less about their behavior and how they tick, so I'll redouble my efforts on that research. The Pokeball issue is a bit more of a pressing matter, but I'll find the time.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself too, okay, Professor?
Of course, Toby, I will do my best. This might be the most important work of my career, so
She squints at him, like he says, "I'll do my best." And she squints suspiciously at him.
I mean, well, this may be the most important work period of my career, and look, if I can't retire after this, I'm never going to be able to retire anyway, so
She grimaces at
might
that.
as well go
Yeah,
out swinging.
Ugh, I guess so. Hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I hope so too, Toby, but we shall see, one step at a time. Everybody else's Pokemon are good, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess before we go any further, why don't you give me the mission report that I've obviously yet to read.
Hey.
And I don't know, let's have some lighter conversation after that.
Oolong seems to be doing well.
Oh, excellent. I'm so glad that you ran into him. He still has naturally intimidating as always.
Yep.
You could say that again.
Yeah. Out of all of them, he definitely used his height and size to be as imposing as possible. Better than all the others, truly. The number of children that ran away in terror. He felt really bad about that.
Aw.
Well, I suppose that's why he prefers his isolation these days.
But he has a whole tribe of Snover.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He may not seem like it, but he truly does care for those smaller than him. Which is to say most things.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, and I assume that he granted you free access to his territory for our purposes.
Yep. That
Convincing, but yeah.
should hopefully not be a problem.
It's basically just within reason. We're not like it's kind of like in exchange for us protecting him from those guys.
Of course. I should station one of our lieutenants there. Not one of you three. I feel like you're best utilized elsewhere. Unless you feel differently.
Cold up there.
Yeah, it is. That's for sure. And I guess there's no other lighter topics. And as he says that, his stomach lets out a really loud grumble, and he blushes slightly and takes a swig of his tea.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Have you been eating,
Professor.
Professor?
that reminds me. I saw that meal that you were eating the first time we saw you at the Resistance.
Oh, yeah,
That thing you called a meal.
So
yeah.
insulted.
So
It's
Paprika just gets up. This is Curry. He has a frying pan. He'll be helping me.
I can see that. And he kind of he's like disbelief. He's just like tracking the Curry flying over. And Curry stares the professor down as if like, I dare you to take my frying pan. I dare you. Kind of like you know that aggressive like thing in the movies where somebody gets up really close and then like jerks towards them to startle
Oh
them.
yeah.
Curry totally does that, and the professor's like, "Oh dear,
Oh,
Aussies, that one has a fire
and the frying pan, yeah.
and a frying pan." You know what they say: out of the frying pan into the fire.
I guess I'm the fire. Anyway, Paprika will start on trying to make a meal with whatever it is he has.
So first things first, he's got tea. I'm not sure if you were aware, but he has tea.
He sure does.
Alright.
Other than that, there is like rice and ramen.
Man, this is worse than Mona's friend.
And rice.
Paprika starts mumbling to herself, like, I wonder if I can make a tea salad. They're leaves, right?
Well, if there's anybody you'd probably give it a try without a second's thought, it's probably the professor.
God.
But yeah, so Paprika's mumbling in the background and probably looking through her own backpack at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Something to augment that. Anyway, he takes the professor takes his attention away from you and Swablu, and kind of turns back. It's like, so, while I have you here, there's one other order of business I'd like to take care of, and if you'll excuse me for a moment. And he walks over into the side room, and he's gone for about a minute or two. If you guys wanted to say something amongst yourselves.
We're not cleaning his house, are we?
I'm tempted.
We might have to.
It is his responsibility. But if you guys really want to, I'll help, I guess.
I should really be focusing on meditating and figuring out how to approach the shadow Pokemon situation.
Clean up, and you guys, Paprika cook, and Mona, maybe you could work with Chili or Arthur.
What's all this?
I'm gonna clean your house.
Oh, no. That please don't bother yourself. Doing the dishes is nice enough. Believe it or not, each one of my research papers has its place. If you were to reorganize them, I wouldn't be able to find them where I know they are. I do appreciate the effort, though.
Is Lee fully healed at this point?
Oh yeah, this is the day after, so you should all be fully healed.
Okay, cool. So Toby like silently lets out Lee, and she's like, "Hey Lee, wanna help me clean up?"
No.
Toby, just work around the papers.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Lee sets them on fire.
No, she's like, "Okay, Lee, we're going to just pick stuff up and organize it. Just make sure you're careful with not to burn anything or move the papers, okay?" And Bismuth like finishes up the dishes and comes over, and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it."
So
And
the professor is barely able to get a counter in before you're off. Lee is excellent at picking things up and putting them down. Just truly exceptional at doing that. So you guys go through. Paprika is whipping up a wonderful meal, and that essentially leaves the professor and Mona to mostly up, on their own. And the professor goes, well, I guess there's no stopping you. So Mona. He yawns.
Yes.
Are you gonna be okay?
Well, I've made it this far, haven't I?
Oh. And the professor looks like he could fall asleep at any moment.
Didn't you say you were going to, you had something else to tell us?
Oh, that's right. Probably good idea to get Toby back. He's starting to like doze off in his chair. The adrenaline of you guys essentially, showing up is worn off, and he is.
Toby like makes her way around behind the table and like gestures to Sniff. She's like, "Looks like we need to wake up here."
Sniff perks up. He is ready for this.
Oh no.
He's never been more ready.
Oh no.
Makes his way around. The professor takes a...
All right. Go for it.
He takes all of his noses and he just shoves them each into different articles of his clothing all at once.
All right.
God.
Please roll until you get a nat 20.
There it is.
Look at. Oh, whoop. Sorry. Look at all that advantage. So advantageous.
A bajillion advantage.
The professor is just completely caught off guard. Oh my goodness. Sniff. Thank you. Thank you.
He nods happily.
Toby looks delighted. And Toby gives Sniff a thumbs up.
Well, I guess while I'm still awake, I have something to give the both of, well, Toby and Paprika specifically. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out 2 stones and places them on the table.
Oh my.
One of them is a shiny stone, right? Yeah. Yes?
I think so.
Sounds right.
I think maybe.
And the other one is a moonstone.
Oh.
Ooh.
And Bismuth like senses the energy of the stone and is like, ah!
I believe that it is about time that I gave these to you.
Toby is like wide-eyed, like, oh.
Is that what I think it is?
Uh-huh.
No.
Well, didn't know you were hoarding these from us, Professor.
Well, I wasn't exactly going to give these to you at the start of your journey now. What if you found one of your own? I wouldn't want to steal the excitement from you, knowing you had it all along. And if it ever came a time where you needed it, well, of course I would step in and provide it.
Aw.
Well, the resistance is about to get a lot stronger.
So the 2 stones are on the table.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
What would you like to do?
Paprika
I mean,
goes to take her moonstone.
yeah, Toby scoops up her stone and is like looking at and like her and Bismuth are just like looking at each other super excitedly and like hesitating because they're just too excited.
Oh.
Oh, you don't need to do it now if you don't want to.
I mean, I do. I'm just. Oh my gosh, are you ready, Bismuth? And Bismuth is like, I was born ready, like the equivalent thereof.
Da-da-da-da.
The problem is I don't have a fucking token.
Oh, you don't have a token? Huh. That's interesting.
It's not like you told me to have one ready. Or
I
anything.
couldn't have seen this coming and made one for you.
Oh my
Nah,
god,
that'd be crazy.
Kyle, you're so good. I threw this together though.
Oh. 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 Something went wrong with the evolution.
So, do you use the stone on Bismuth?
Yes, absolutely. Toby and Bismuth like back up a little bit, just like have a little more space to be like, oh my god. And she hands Bismuth the stone.
So, you place you give her the stone, and nothing happens for a moment. And all of a sudden, just like she begins to almost look like she's melting. It's weird. It's kind of like, have you ever seen oil slick? Like, on a wet ground, oil in the sunlight gives that rainbow effect.
Yeah.
It looks like that. and bismuth begins to morph and change and solidify into what looks like a solid gray statue with a bunch of like wavy lines of slightly different shades of gray of a rose raid, and doesn't move for a solid beat or two before you hear this cracking sound. And it just again and again and again, and out from her hands these absolutely gorgeous flowers of bismuth crystal burst forth, and her face changes to have this awesome multicolor mask, and bismuth has evolved into a Sonoan rose raid.
And Toby is like making the noises I was just being like, ah.
So, this is Sonoan Rose Raid. We will talk about special stuff later because I didn't have time to plan it and I flat out forgot. But the perk you get right now is that you should have had the opportunity to learn Needle Arm at level 37. Which does synergize with your Poison Touch ability better than your other moves besides Metal Claws. So consider that as a move that you will potentially, you can have on your move set, replacing another move if you wish. But that is Bismuth's evolution. Sorry, it's not quite as eventful and exciting as maybe Sniff's was.
It's still wonderful and awesome, and oh my god, I forgot how pretty it was right
Oh, I know. I was super excited when you nailed the whole bismuth crystal element.
Oh my
perfectly.
God. It took several iterations to figure out how to do that.
Glorious. It looks so good.
Oh my gosh, I love my baby.
All right.
And Toby and Bismuth are just hugging delightedly now. And
Oh, that's
Aw.
truly wonderful. Simply fantastic. The crystal formations. Oh my word.
this is a very happy kid. A kid and her Pokemon.
And after taking a few moments to ooh and ah over bismuth, the professor turns around and is like, Paprika, terribly sorry. Am I in your way?
Oh, no, it's okay. I can see.
Aw.
Bismuth is so pretty.
I know, truly fascinating. I could have never predicted that when I found this very dark gray Pokemon just stuck in the mud on the edges of the Fuego Ironworks. It was truly a surprise to me. I wonder what other secrets this species holds. One day. Maybe before I'm never retiring, let's face it. Too many exciting things to research.
Poor
And
man.
he sits back down. Now, Paprika, would you like to evolve Chili? Oh, I'm sorry, Lieutenant Chili.
Yes.
All right.
Kinda. All right, Lieutenant. Here is your reward for your service.
So-
Oh,
Go for it.
I was just gonna say, I guess Paprika just kinda boops Chili with the Moonstone.
Aw.
And a moment passes. And another moment passes. 10 seconds have passed. 20. Nothing's happening. Chili looks up at you like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah? No, can
Yeah.
I hear that again? That was really good.
I don't know. Anyway,
Cool.
and tilts her head and goes to run deeper into the lab, possibly through all of the paperwork.
Wait, no,
Uh-oh.
Chili!
God.
No. Paprika's like chasing after her.
Oh boy. Mona's starting to make her way around the table.
All right, I would like a dex check from anybody who wants to try to catch Chili before anything crazy happens.
Oh boy.
This includes all Pokemon.
That's Bismuth and Toby, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
Lee is
That's
still
a-
busy picking things up and putting them down.
Lee picks things up and puts them down. All right, so between the two of you, Bismuth manages to stall Chili long enough for Paprika to scoop her up prior to her causing an absolute mess.
Chili, what's wrong? Does being the shadow Pokemon mess with your evolution?
Oh boy.
Chili just looks like she has a lot of energy right now and was gonna, run through papers to burn it off.
Ah, yes, as you do.
Cat
As one does.
zoomies.
Katsumis.
We're gonna have to,
That's how could that be? That doesn't make any sense. Unless the evolution requirements changed depending on their environment? I can't recall an instance in which that's happened in any other species.
What do you mean? Changed
Well-
with their environment?
Well, it being a Sinnohan Skitty, obviously different from ordinary Skitty, and I know that Pokemon like Eevee, they can evolve using a variety of different stones, and a Pokemon like Ralts, can evolve into different, or Curlius, but more specifically, can evolve into a different Pokemon depending on which type of stone is used. Things like that, but
or lack thereof.
or lack thereof. But I don't recall an instance where a alternative form of a Pokemon used a different evolutionary stone. I can't seem to recall one off the top of my head, but perhaps I'm just getting up there in age and
Doesn't
knowledge is
Vulpix evolve, like normal Vulpix evolves with
Oh.
a Firestone? And then,
That's a very good point. I completely forgot about that. Vulpix. Huh.
But
And without waiting for you, he walks back into that room and disappears.
oh, okay. I thought it might work though, because Chili's a fairy type, and I know a lot of fairy types do evolve with a moonstone. So I don't know.
Chili begins to try to take the moonstone from you.
Oh, do you like it? But, if you can't evolve with it, I mean, there's no reason for you to just have it.
Chili's gonna take the moonstone from you.
No, we have to give it
That-
back to Professor!
He's a D3. I rolled the same on a D3 as a D20. That's all, folks. Yeah, Chili epically fails at trying to snag this moonstone. You, with your long human arms, are able to outreach her nubby little legs as she's trying to grab at it.
Sorry,
It's honestly
Chili.
it's honestly so pathetic. It's cute.
Oh, I know.
uh,
If it doesn't work, we have to give it back to Professor.
And a couple moments later, the professor stumbles out of his office with just an armful of like every evolutionary stone you think you've ever seen.
Oh my god. Wait a minute.
And Toby, could you help me for a moment? Can you carefully put these on the table? I've seemed to have lost the ability to do that.
She scampers over and like helps him carry stuff.
why can't I hold all these stones?
So there is a one of every single evolutionary stone except for a shiny stone on the table.
Well, if I had to make a guess, I'd say Firestone would be the first one to try.
Yeah.
Sense?
That seems like it would make sense. So, do you take the Firestone?
Yes. I guess Paprika will now boop Chili with the Firestone.
So, as you're pulling it towards you, Chili actually leaps out of your arms and boops the stone instead.
Oh.
And immediately begins to glow.
Yeah.
There we go.
Before continues to glow brighter and brighter and brighter, and then finally her entire body looks like it's engulfed in flames that twist around her and then form up into like what a normal fire would be, flickering higher towards the center. And then in an instant, it's out, and Chili has evolved successfully.
All right.
Oh no!
What?
Chili evolved into a human person.
Wait,
What?
what?
That's a human person.
I don't see a human person there.
Neither do I. What?
How is that possible?
It's male trainer.
It's the male trainer for Black and White.
Wait a minute. But on Blah's stream, it's normal.
I
Yeah.
believe you, but it looks glorious.
Wait, do you guys even have the sprites in your folders?
I'm pretty sure.
Thought
I'm
I
the one
did.
who freaking made them.
Under 79?
Oh no.
T70. Wait. Oh my god. Do I? Oh my god.
Oh
I'm
no.
a fool. I'm a fool. I never put them in this folder.
Wow.
Huh. Well, damn. Nor did I.
It's a travesty.
Well,
We're the worst.
that explains it. The fault is not
Can-
on me
can
for
you,
once.
Fight me.
For once, yes. For once, it is not Blah's fault. Wombat, would you mind sending me the, or someone send me the sprite?
I'm looking through my folders now.
Blah, you probably have easy access to it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's this, and there's this.
Oh god, why is it in this format? There we go.
I don't know if there's a way to make it, like, attempt to reload the sprite in this session, but... I mean, I guess if you try reloading the token after you've got
What
the
do I
sprites.
name them as?
S79 and T79, I believe.
Yeah, the names they've got are the proper names.
Oh, they uploaded them as images. I don't know what... Oh, this is S79, okay.
Okay, there we go. They're in the folder.
All right, hold on. I gotta save the other one because I'm a good GM, guys. I am
Nope,
the
resend
bestest.
resend did not work. Damn.
Mm.
Oh well, we all know in our hearts that it's correct, and as long as it's correct on the stream, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
That's very true. I can look at this absolutely gorgeous. Can I just take a quick moment here to ignite? I know that Wombat, you made all of these sprites, and all of them are excellent. But can I just take a special moment to give some appreciation to this sprite? Because my directions were exceptionally difficult to meet. I like the way it all fades to gray as if it's like ashes that have been burned out, and everything else about this. I know you had a lot of trouble getting this sprite to look good, and a lot of effort went into this. So thank you especially for this one.
I'm
oh my
so
God,
glad
it's
that it came out
glorious.
as well as it did.
It looks so good. It looks so good, and I'm so sad that I'm not seeing it.
Mm.
That's pretty funny though.
That is
And it
that
was
is real.
100% our fault,
Yeah.
Oh.
which is hilarious.
Oh, well, okay. It at least gives me the icon correct now.
Oh, does it?
So if I click on the token, it
Oh,
yay, it looks so good.
it does.
I love it a
So-
lot.
Chili has evolved.
He's so floofy.
I know.
He's the
And Chili looks up at you and goes, yeah.
Aww. That's
And then goes to
adorable.
bolt into some papers.
Ooh.
Chili,
Jeez.
no!
Everybody roll me those deck saves.
Chili, no! Okay, well, Toby's side of things is not helping at the moment.
So,
Bismuth's still
Toby,
getting used to her body.
you go to leap to grab Chili before she runs away and trip over Bismuth.
Bismuth, who is still getting used to her body. Yep. We just both end up in a tangled heap.
Mona, you're not close enough to make an impact, but Paprika, you lay out like across the floor to grab Chili before she makes contact with any of the papers, and she did manage to bump one of the stacks, but it only just like slightly misaligned. You're good.
Uh,
She
love
is
you,
stronger than
Chili.
she was before, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. Paprika's just kind of rolling on the floor with her, like, I love you. I'm returning you now.
Well, that was certainly eventful. I'm gonna return all of these evolution stones back to where I took them from now.
Hopefully the moonstone wasn't used up, was it?
It was not.
Okay.
Yeah, so he grabs all of the stones and he goes back into the other room. And, yep. There is only one other thing that I would like to do this session, if you guys want.
Oh,
Okay.
Mona,
yes.
do you want to interact with Arthur? That is the only other thing I have planned, if you want to.
Well, gonna have to rip that band-aid off eventually.
All right.
So, might as well get started on attempting to cleanse him, or, whatever the appropriate verb is.
All right. So how are you going to do this?
I imagine Mona would probably find, like, a, secluded area, calm, like a meditation spot, essentially. And,
Okay.
Sniff would be standing by.
So you excuse yourself to go out there while Paprika finishes making something for the professor that is not rice or ramen. Or not solely rice or ramen. Oh,
hey.
And you wander out into the wilderness a bit. Toby, do you join?
I think she'd probably come with, but hang back.
Right.
Like, out of earshot, and just like, if you need me to come help, just call me, okay?
Okay. I appreciate it. All right. Let's see what the damage is. And she holds out Arthur's Pokeball, her hands kind of shaking a little bit. And takes her a moment, but she finally lets him out.
So Toby, as Mona releases, by the way, Mona's at full health.
Oh yeah, okay.
As Mona releases Arthur, you look out upon the scene and Arthur doesn't move. Arthur's just kind of standing there. But Mona, you see this dark, shadowy aura just flaming up all around Arthur. And after kind of just looking at the ground for a while, he makes eye contact with you and says this. Wahahaha!
Oh,
My
Lord.
powers from the depths of hell have grown!
Still a hammy dumbass.
What?
Good to know.
My dark aura of destruction has never been more powerful!
You cannot be serious.
What did you say to me, mortal? Bow down before your master.
Arthur. Please. Moja's kind of speechless at this point.
I imagine.
Why, of course, you're speechless because of the majesty that is my dark presence. You need to be at least a 90th level demon from the depths of hell to stand before me and not quake.
Christ.
I was not prepared for this.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure any of us were. God.
Well, what are you waiting for? Bow before me.
Arthur, come on. Please just be reasonable.
Well, I must commend you for your guts. Not many could talk to me in that tone and live to see the day.
All right, you know what? Let's just get started here. And Mona will attempt to channel Arthur.
Go for it.
Whew.
I believe that works.
Yeah, that's in the negatives because of the con
Oh,
stat.
wow. Well, I'm gonna go with, no, that fails. Of course it works.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the channel check has succeeded, and now I believe I have been asking for an additional check to help recover things.
Oh, yes. Whew!
Nice.
Even better.
Okay, I was going to request a d20, but I'm not taking
Yeah.
that away from you since it's essentially 6 divided by 5, but then it's the opposite meaning, so it would be, yeah. We're gonna call it, that's equivalent to a 19.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go on a very strange journey in your head. It is just pride and dark energy and, powers from the deepest pits of hell itself. Lots of over-the-top evil laughter. But the further you go, the more you find inconsistencies. There's the briefest moments of this overwhelmingly bright aura that gets swallowed up again, and then you go a little bit deeper and it happens again in the briefest of moments. And you definitely know that the original Arthur, for better or for worse, is still there, but it's going to take a bit more time to get to him. But you've definitely started to make some progress, and you know that your mission is not only not impossible, but it's attainable, and you can do it if you just keep trying.
That is a huge relief for Mona, honestly.
And as you do that, the camera zooms out to look over the field as a whole, seeing Toby in the background observing all of this. And it goes back, flying over the trees, to the professor's lab, where the professor is sitting there rubbing his belly after having an exquisite meal prepared by Paprika, endlessly complimenting it.
Aw.
And we go into the back room, where there is a carefully labeled display case of evolutionary stones from a personal collection with 2 missing slots. And on that note, that is where we're going to end session 27 of the campaign known as Toby and Friends.
All right.
So we got some evolutions. I know that was a little bit maybe... That was definitely a bit of a comic relief session, for sure.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah. Also, for bonus points, who is my inspiration for Shadow Arthur?
I feel like I should know this.
You should.
Wait, Gundam Tanaka?
Yes!
Oh my god, that's so perfect.
I know! I was sitting here going, what am I gonna do with Arthur? I mean, it's like he was so bright and like, okay, so I gotta make him like oh my god, he's Gundam Tanaka. That's just it. He just is Gundam Tanaka.
Now he just needs his dark divas of destruction.
Oh.
I know. I did mention his dark aura of destruction.
Christ.
And I was trying to reference as many lines from the anime as possible, like a 9th level demon, 90th level demon.
I haven't seen anything of Danganronpa, but I know enough.
Gundam
know that
Tanaka
guy is
is,
excellent.
I would imagine, would be your favorite character.
Possibly.
He is pretty great. I need to play... Like, I actually bought Danganronpa on sale not too long ago. I need to actually play those games now. 1 and 2.
Yes. Phenomenal. But yeah, we have an evolved Chili. We have an evolved Bismuth. And I'm going to have Hell balancing encounters. So next time, it sounds like you guys will be going to, we decided off stream, you guys will be going to Denimele town in order to do some reconnaissance. We'll talk more about that later. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Thank you everybody for watching. It's been a lot of fun. I've been Kyle, your GM.
I've been Boss Epigui.
Diamond, I think you cut out.
Couldn't even hear that.
I've been Diamond.
There we go.
And I'm Wombat.
And we'll see you all if the world is still in one piece next time. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.